posted a video titled 10 Reasons Why Elon Musk is a Con Man or a Fraud, something along those lines. Basically, in that video, he discusses Elon Musk's appearance on the Joe Rogan podcast, where he discussed the engineering challenges on the 2008 model Roadster. One of the hardest challenges he talked about in there was being the air conditioning system. And Jeffrey went on to talk about why, as a mechanic, that doesn't make any sense to him. Because it's actually a very simple problem to solve. I'm going to go ahead and let you watch the Jeffrey Phillips clip right here, and then I'll come back with my rebuttal on that.
Hey friends, how's it going? So I'm starting a new series because this conversation needs to be bigger, and it seems like when I make videos about the Elon Musk fanboys, they seem to get a lot more plays than actual discussion going on Facebook. So anyway, I'm going to start a series called Top 10 Reasons Why I Think Elon Musk is a Con Man. Or it may be top million reasons, who knows, but it'll probably be more than 10. So right off the top of my head, let's see. Okay, so Elon Musk is on Joe Rogan podcast, one of the most boring Joe Rogan podcasts I ever remember. And he was trying to talk about the complicity with, or the complicatedness with converting the Tesla Roadster, or converting a Lotus into a Tesla Roadster. And the one thing he uses as an example of why it was so hard to put a drop-in electric plug-and-play system into a platform that's pretty easy to put any sort of drive system in, was connecting an air conditioner to an electric motor. This was the one thing, and this fucking red flags all day long with me, being a career mechanic and understanding how cars are, and actually like putting hands on the prototype, which I did. I actually drove the prototype Tesla Roadster at the Green Car Festival at the Van Nuys Airport in 2009 or something like that. You know, I looked over this car, every inch of these cars. There was nothing interesting going on. He literally bought a plug-and-play electrical drive system and dropped it into a Lotus. This is not a hard thing to do at all. You can look on YouTube of thousands of people putting electric drive systems in all kinds of different vehicles. So the example that Elon Musk uses, the fucking rocket scientist, space explorer Elon Musk, the example he uses for super complicated is putting an AC compressor on an electric motor. If anybody out there is a mechanic or has two brain cells, an electric motor is a little box round thing that has an output shaft, right? That's a little rod that spins. An AC compressor is a little box that has a little output shaft that spins. You put them together, you put a little thing you can get from freaking Home Depot, you can put on there to latch those two output shafts together, and that's it. But Elon Musk, the fucking rocket scientist that he is, that's the example he uses when he's on Joe Rogan's podcast for the hardest thing about starting an electric car company was putting an electric motor on an AC compressor? Bullshit. The guy's a clown. He's not a fucking savior. He's not some fucking genius. But anyway, this is just episode 1. I have a lot of other videos. I have another series called Elon Musk is a Hoax. I still need to do SpaceX. But I did PayPal, Hyperloop, Solar City, Tesla. The Tesla one did very well on YouTube and Facebook. It was definitely, I definitely ruffled some jimmies and triggered some fucking snowflakes. But anyway, talk to you guys later.
So in that clip, Jeffrey's talking about the difficulty, I think it's a misunderstanding, the difficulty of coupling the output shaft of an electric motor to the input shaft of a compressor. I don't believe that is at all what Elon Musk was talking about. Obviously, that is a very easy thing to do. If you can couple a motor to an axle of a car, you can couple a motor to a compressor. Obviously, that's not at all what Elon is talking about. So what is he talking about? Well, the 2008 Tesla Roadster had a battery capacity of 53 kilowatt hours, and that provided a range of around 200 miles. So 53 kilowatt hour battery. That's a small battery by today's standards, but this was 2008. 200-mile range was unheard of on a car back then. However, that is lithium-ion batteries, which and that 200-mile range was 100% charged to 0% charge. That's something you don't do very often with lithium-ion batteries because it shortens the life of those. So typically on an average, every day, you're going to charge to 80% and you're going to discharge to 20%. So you're really only using 60% of that battery capacity in your everyday driving. So that 200-mile range in reality is more like 120 miles. Not very much. The biggest turnoff of electric vehicles, especially at that time, was range anxiety. Is like, well, I can only drive it for 100 miles before I need to charge, and there's no place to charge it. That's a big issue. So having that 200-mile range was big. In actuality, it was more like 120 miles. So that 53 kilowatt hours, 60% of that, you're looking at 30 to 32 kilowatt hours of actual everyday usage. And let's talk about air compressors. So your air compressor, your air conditioning compressor is compressing a refrigerant gas, some Freon variant. Compressing that gas requires an amount of work to be done, and that work is expressed in as a power. Work over time is a power rating, and so that's where we get a watt. A watt is a unit of work per second. So how many watts does it take to turn that compressor? Well, we can't change the laws of physics. It's going to take the same amount of work as it does on a gasoline engine as it does if you take that same compressor and put it in an electric engine. Problem with in the United States, when we talk about electric vehicles, we express the power work over time in terms of horsepower. The rest of the world uses the metric system where they discuss watts, which makes more sense, especially when you're working with electric batteries that are measured in kilowatt hours. So how many horsepower do you lose when you run your air conditioner? Well, most people don't notice because you have plenty of horsepower to spare. Here we're in a situation where we don't have a lot of extra horsepower to spare in that battery, meaning we don't have a lot of watt hours to spare. Well, if you were to convert average air compressor, you lose 2, 3, 4 horsepower, which is about 700 watts for each horsepower. So if you work it out, it's I looked it up. It's anywhere from 2.5 to 5 kilowatts to run a compressor. That's 5,000 watts, 2,500 watts to 5,000 watts. So let's say 3,000 or 4,000 watts. Well, we're down to 31 kilowatts. And if you run your air conditioner for an hour, well, that's up to 5 kilowatt hours loss on your range. So that's almost 20% drop in your range. That is the problem that Elon was facing, that he was having trouble with. How do you change the laws of physics? Basically, you can't do that. You can't say, well, we're going to compress this gas with less power. Can't do that. They have to find another workable solution. So what did they do? Well, one is they were able to improve the battery technology, where now your Model 3 and your Model Y, they're approaching the 100 kilowatt hour battery size. So you take 3 or 4 kilowatt hour hit by running the air conditioner. It's not as costly as it is when you only have 30 kilowatts to spare. The other thing they did was first appeared in the Model Y, and that is with the heat pump system. which was an ingenious solution. The heat pump system uses an octovalve, a 3D printed valve where the computer controls the movement of heat throughout the vehicle. And so basically it can heat or cool the battery to condition it for charging or for weather conditions. It can control the battery temperature. Also cools the motors. Uses the heat from the motors like you do in a gas car to heat the interior of the vehicle when the customer wants to heat, or heat the seats. Also, so you have the heating, cooling of the battery pack, but then also the air conditioning is tied into that system as well. So that system is absolutely engineering genius. No one has seen anything like it. Sandy Monroe talked about this. His jaw dropped when he saw it, when he pulled it out of there, and said, "This is unreal. It's unbelievable." He says it looks like it looked like an electric circuit being turned and taken and built in the physical world. So that is something that was basically, well, you can say, well, that wasn't Elon Musk, that was the engineering team at Tesla. Whatever, that's fine. At least he built a good team. So that is what we're talking about. The problem was, in fact, a huge problem back in 2008, and I believe that problem has been completely eliminated with these improvements, especially in the Model Y, and we're going to continue to see improvements on that front as time goes on. So anyway, Jeffrey, anyway, that's my comments on that. I'm enjoying doing this. Sorry it took so long for me to get this video out, but I think this would be a good series to do. You have a 10-part series or 100-part series, whatever you want to do. I'm happy to bat these back and forth with you. This is a great way for me to launch my channel, which I've been wanting to do for years. So I hope you like this. We're going to talk a bit more on my channel about crypto investing, cryptocurrencies, space travel, SpaceX. I'm a big fan of SpaceX, as well as other ULA, whatever, not to as much of a degree, but we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the different launches coming up, and Tesla as well. And in that, I'll also talk about stock investing. So not trading. I'm not a trader, but I will talk about long-term investments and what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. I'm not giving financial advice. You know, everyone's got to say that, but I'm not giving financial advice. But I'll tell you what I'm doing and show you what's working, what's not working. So anyway, I hope you like it. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I will start providing some content. I've been gun shy about doing this for years because several years ago my YouTube channel got completely deleted without any warnings, no strikes, no nothing. All I did was make a video about Bitcoin, and I believe that is why they pulled it. I'm not sure, but I appealed it, lost an appeal, no explanation. So I've been reluctant to build up my platform again on YouTube, but anyway, I have some links in the comments on this video. One is for Webull, which is a stock investment or stock trading thing where you can buy stocks without any commissions at all. You can buy, sell, trade, invest in stocks, ETFs, and things like that. And if you go ahead and sign up with the link below, you'll go ahead and you will get up to 3 free stocks. You'll get 1 for signing up. You got to fund your account with $100 at least, but once you do that, you'll receive, I believe it's 2 stocks. And then you refer a friend or whatever, and you can get up to like 5 free stocks, which is really cool. The ones I got were, the first one was worth a couple bucks. Turned around, sold that real quick. The other one was at 12 bucks, and it's up to 13 now. You know, it's doing well. You know, for a $12 stock, I'm happy with it. I'm just going to keep it in there. The company looks like it's going to do well here in the next short to midterm. But you can get up to a $1,400 stock on there. It's kind of random. But go ahead and use that link to sign up. A friend of mine signed up, got a $200 stock, so I'm kind of jealous. But you know, it was good for him. He was new to stock investing, and first thing he did is signed up, got a $200 stock. So use that link, sign up. I'll put some other links in there as well. Cash App. which I also use for stock trading. That's owned by Square, but basically it gives you a bank account, or you can use it without a bank account really, but you get a debit card, you can put cash in there, you can direct deposit in there, you can buy stocks with it, you can buy Bitcoin with it. It's a great little app. I use that for all my Bitcoin purchases currently, and so I definitely recommend that. Use that link as well. Sign up and you'll get $5 for doing so. Deposit it into your account. You can use that $5, buy your first Bitcoin if you haven't done that yet. So go ahead and sign up on both of those. That'll help me out. Subscribe to my channel. Click like if you like this. And Jeffrey, let's do this again. I think it'll be fun. So anyway, thank you and have a good day.